Borussia Dortmund is experiencing a historic downfall as we speak. 12th in the Bundesliga at nearly half the points of their rivals Bayern Munich. First, they fired Edin Terzic. Then, it was Nuri Sahin who failed to prove himself. And now, Niko Kovac, a former Bayern Munich coach, has only managed to win 4 out of his first 10 games. The fans have nothing left but to remember the exceptional players who used to lead this team. From Aubameyang, Lewandowski, Haaland to Jude Bellingham. All of that lies in the past now. Now, Guirassy is leading the line with 14 goals this season, while support acts like Bino Gittins and Julian Brandt are doing their best to help. But it's clearly not enough. A lot of top clubs might be interested in buying Dortmund's best if they fail to qualify for European football, leading to a further demise of the club. With these dangers looming large over Dortmund, a savior is needed. That is where I come in. So now here I am with a team led by Guirassy, with Brandt in the cam position, with 2 exceptionally talented players in Gittins and Adeyemi, a Schlotterbeck centre-back and Kobel in goal, clearly showcasing that on paper this team should be doing much better. Our current budget is about 58 million, but we are already in the month of March. Luckily, Dortmund seem to have beaten Lille in the Champions League to make it into the quarterfinals. And since Dortmund is about 10 points behind Frankfurt right now, that obviously showcases that we need to possibly win that Champions League to re-qualify for it. But what are the odds for that? But first of all, here's the twist to the Dortmund rebuild today. It's a chain reaction rebuild. Let me explain. If my first transfer is Rüdiger, I now have unlocked access to all the players for the clubs he used to play for. Rüdiger played for Real Madrid, Chelsea, AS Roma, and Stuttgart. I only get to choose one player from each chain reaction. Once I've chosen my player, we look at our budget to make the best decision. This creates an unpredictable but very fun path of rebuilding that I've only done once so far. But first of all, before we start the chain reaction, we need to go ahead and finish off the season, get to the end of May, find out if Dortmund re-qualifies for Champions League through winning it possibly, or even through climbing up the league table once again. If not, some of these top players that we have will have different plans and move away. Somehow Dortmund finished the season in the 11th position. No European football unless they have won the Champions League. Whilst they managed to get past Lille, it was impossible to get past Barcelona. 5-1 loss on aggregate, and with that it's official. Dortmund gets no European football, and let's just say some of their top players will leave. Specifically, I'm looking at Nico Schlotterbeck, who wants to achieve more and has been linked to many clubs. Bino Gittins might see a return to English football, and Adeyemi's pace might be wanted somewhere else. Going into the new season, our budget is about 99 million, and I'm now going to be adding Schlotterbeck and also, of course, Adeyemi and Bino Gittins onto the transfer list. And whoever gets the first offer, that person is the one we have to sell, and the other 2 survive in the team. All I'm hoping for is that it is, in fact, not Schlotterbeck. Oh, come on, man. That's the toughest one to replace. 75 million offered by them. I'm going to try and negotiate higher, but Schlotterbeck is a goner. Asking for 80 million, and Leipzig will pay it. Now that Schlotterbeck is gone and we have some more money to spend, let's start the chain reaction with a wheel filled with players who are 30 years old and above. We might get absolute legends, or we might get someone terrible. This is the only time we're going to spin this. Here we go. Please be someone good. I beg you. Come on now. Who is it? Alaba? Bayern Munich, Real Madrid? Aspas? What? Iago Aspas used to play for Celta Vigo, Liverpool, and Sevilla. And so he becomes the origin of our chain reaction. The first step as we move ahead in time. Iago Aspas joins us. Now at the rating of, let's see, for 14 million, first of all, but I believe he comes in at an 82 rating. And he wanted to retire, but I didn't allow him. Obviously, Guirassy is our main striker, but you know what? Let's just put him onto the bench. Aspas could be quite helpful. 82 rated. Another thing that I just noticed, Moukoko is back from his loan deal, so we'll have to deal with our team as well. Right now, once Schlotterbeck leaves, we need to sort out Where are we going? Is it Celta Vigo, Sevilla, Liverpool? Ibrahima Konate used to play for Leipzig in the past, and before that, Sochaux in France. And whilst he unlocks access to those teams to us, Konate becomes a Dortmund player, which is the best choice to try and replace Schlotterbeck instantly. He comes in at about 66 million. I was thinking, I sat there, thought, should I get Van Dijk? But then I was like, nah, man, I need someone who can be here for a little bit longer and gives me access to a decent club because I already have a plan in mind. Konate now comes in as a, let's put him into the right centre-back position. Emre Can at centre-back does my head in, but he comes in now with the 86 rating, 26 years old, 77 pace, 86 defending, 87 physicality. On top of it, of course, Bruiser Plus. That is the first signing I made. It was my own choice. And now we got to get started. Who am I going to unlock through Konate? I'm obviously looking at Leipzig. I have decided to go for Xavi Simons because he used to play for Barcelona, PSG, PSV Eindhoven, Leipzig. That man unlocks so many clubs for us. And look, it was expensive. Julian Brandt plus 75 million. Basically my entire budget to make this transfer happen. But it was the one that really would have been perfect. I mean, we got Konate now, and we have Xavi Simons. With Simons now opening up so many doors, this is perfect. We could have Simons, Gittins, and Adeyemi in that midfield. But obviously, the striking position now occupied by Guirassy. In order to make any more moves in this transfer window, first, I need to sell. And lads, as I was trying to sell players, this is tough. We have an offer from Leverkusen for 100 million for Guirassy, who's 29. But I gotta tell you, Guirassy is a beast. I'm not selling him yet. However, I have sold Niklas Süle, Emre Can, Sebastian Haller, and Gio Reyna to take our budget back up to 81 million. And looking at the team, I would love to improve either the CDM position, the centre-back spot, or the left-back position. The player I'm going for is João Neves because he used to play for Benfica. And I'm telling you right now, this chain reaction is of madness. I am absolutely loving it. So we're bringing him in for 57 million plus Sabitzer, and I'm already thinking of the next step. But he's coming in as a midfielder into this team. Now, I'm aware he's not necessarily a CDM, but he does have 78 defending, 80 physicality, and obviously some incredible other stats on him, including long ball pass, tiki-taka, press-proven, relentless play styles. This guy is amazing, and he plays for Benfica. And that next step to upgrade the team is already in my head, but I can only make it happen if I can sell even more players. But I think this is it. For this season, he might be stuck with this starting 11, and it's not a bad thing to be stuck with this. By the end of our first proper season, Simons is up to a 90, João Neves up to an 86 as a CDM, Adeyemi 85, Mecha 83, Gittins 84, defensively Konate 88, Kobel 89, with many positions not growing. Riasson, Anton, Bensebaini. But we can sort that out later. Especially because Dortmund have won the Bundesliga title with 79 points. Dortmund is back. However, in the cup, well, we're not taking part in the finale. However, in the Champions League, it's Inter Milan against Real Madrid. And right now, that's a competition that we have re-qualified for. But are we strong enough to really go ahead and go up against these teams? I don't think so. Who has put up the numbers? It's Guirassy, 31 and 16 at the age of 30. Adeyemi, 15 and 3. Gittins, 15 and 3. And Xavi Simons, the new transfer, 13 and 15. He actually would look great in a Dortmund kit. That really is suiting you, buddy. In the new season, our budget is about 100 million. And I am looking at Bensebaini, Anton, and Riasson as the next players to be replaced. Now it's official. Riasson leaves for 30 million. Bensebaini goes for 18.2. And Özcan for 7.7. And our budget sits at 144 million. Thanks to João Neves, we're now bringing in Alvaro Carreras. He used to play for Manchester United, Preston North End, and Granada before he joined Benfica. We got him for 61 million basically on a release clause, and he comes in as an 82 rated left back, and him unlocking Manchester United is exactly what I was after. we might be able to get someone good there, even though I do understand they're not in the best position in real life right now. But Carreras comes in with 89 pace. He has 83 dribbling, 75 defending, 81 physicality. He also has the long ball pass play style, and in my opinion, fits perfectly into this team. That now leaves me with about 80 million in the budget, and I am now going in for Dalot from Manchester United. He used to play for Porto and AC Milan as well, and he comes in for just 47 million, which I say in just, that probably isn't the right thing to say, but he is unlocking some big clubs for us. He's going to play as a right back in this team. 27 years old, 83 rated, some really good stats, 85 pace, 81 dribbling, 79 defending, 80 physicality, 6 foot tall with 2 play styles on him. I'm very happy about this one because I truly think we have built an amazing squad, and Anton is only like 29 years old, now 30 actually, so he can still play in that position and support Konate. And I wonder, how far can this team go in the Champions League? Also, keep in mind that players like Guirassy, he's 30 years old. We have Anton, 30 years old. Kobel is going to be reaching 30 soon as well. However, I don't think we need to replace him anytime soon. But we're building a good squad, and at some point we'll have to focus on the bench as well. But first, I'm still looking for a centre-back, ideally, for the future. This season, Dortmund has won the title with 73 points. Bayern somehow in 5th. The Super Cup also belongs to us. And so does the German Cup. So, we have the German treble. And looking at the team, well, here we are. Guirassy, 89 rated. Simmons, 92. Adeyemi, 87. I mean, this looks great. The fullback positions have been sorted out. And Dalot, how did you go up to an 86, bro? You don't have that high potential. Okay, anyways, Kobel, 91 rated. Love everything about this team right now. But that left centre-back position and possibly more moving forward, all of that is still open. Because when you look at the stats, you see Guirassy at the top, Gittin's doing well, Xavi, Simmons, Adeyemi and everything. But when you go over to the Champions League, you find Dortmund at the top in the league phase. To then in around the 16, go ahead and beat the likes of Ferencváros. Then in the quarterfinals, we stepped up against Manchester City and beat them. Semi-finals, it was a madness. The first game, we lost 3-0. The second game against Real Madrid was a 3-1 victory, which sees Real Madrid go through on aggregate. And now the El Clasico is being played in the Champions League finale. But I don't care, because now I'm a sad manager at Borussia Dortmund. At the end of the day, though, we have done really well, and our budget will go up again next season. Let's find out how much we have and which player we're going for. This season, we have been given 120 million, and I've chosen to bring in Fikayo Tomori, who used to play for Chelsea, Brighton, Hull City, Derby, before he joined AC Milan. So Dalot, thank you for that AC Milan connection. With Tomori, we are opening up Chelsea, which could get very interesting. Anton plus 20 million to make this deal happen. Yes, he's not the youngest, 29 years old, 85 rated. Probably at the maximum of his potential, but still, I wanted to bring him into the team to unlock Chelsea. Tomori comes in now with 86 pace, 85 defending, 83 physicality, and he has the long ball pass, block, and anticipate playstyle. Thanks to Tomori, we're able to bring in Caicedo, who used to play for Brighton. So with him now unlocked and brought into the team, we can move across and put him straight into the starting 11. He's coming in from Barca in this case. And Nemecha plus 60 million. As always, we're basing the teams off of where they actually play in real life. So Caicedo obviously plays for Barca here, but he in real life plays for Chelsea. So he comes in to partner up with Ruben Neves from now on. And that is the final signing I'm making this season. 77 pace, 65 shooting, 79 passing, 81 dribbling, 86 defending, 85 physicality, with a ton of play styles on him. It just never stops. Caicedo is probably putting us into a really good spot to compete for the Champions League, which I ultimately want. And this chain reaction so far has been truly incredible. I love it. From this point on, any transfer I make is basically either going to be players for the bench or players that I just personally want to have as part of this starting 11. Okay, things have kind of fallen apart all of a sudden. Dortmund comes second to Bayern Munich, who now finally reclaimed the league title. And Wolfsburg is the team to win the German Cup. In the league phase of the Champions League, we came into that 6th position. Arsenal at the top. We stepped up into the round of 16, beat PSG, which is already quite impressive if you ask me. Quarterfinals then, we stepped up against AS Monaco and got beat by them. Monaco then lost against City, who made it to the final against Benfica. I'm assuming City will win that. I'm cheering for Benfica, but that clearly wasn't the season I was expecting. In terms of stats, well, we're seeing good things. Gittins, Adeyemi, I also changed the formation. They have gone up. Guirassy, now 32 years old, 90 rated. Possibly the next player I should replace, or at least bring a backup for. Having said that, we do have Bayan Mukoko, so someone that can truly replace him ideally. Let's cash in on the 32-year-old. In midfield, I'm very happy with how things are looking. Defensively, I have nothing to complain. Yes, Tomori could have gone up, should have gone up, would have been a nice thing. Probably need someone in that position once again later on. Kobil is now 30 years old. And as we look into the stats, we just see that Guirassy is dominating. 53 goal contributions in 59 games. Adeyemi, 24 and 11. Xavi Simons does well. Gittins steps up in 10 and 2. But then others have done well, including Tomori. So what do we do now? With Caicedo, we actually only really have access to Brighton. So I'm going for Ferdi Kadıoğlu, who comes out of the youth academy of Feyenoord, has played for Fenerbahce in Turkey. He comes in as the new number 3 of Dortmund, a player that they were actually linked to in real life, if I'm not mistaken, but I am specifically bringing him in for that link to Fenerbahce because we're going to do a couple of things here. First of all, it comes in for 45 million. He's going to be a great backup in this team because we need someone to back up the likes of Carreras and Dalot, so that is pretty much perfect. We didn't have anyone for the left back position yet. Right now, as we speak, we have Ramay, we have Koulibaly, Kadıoğlu for the defense. That holds us down there. Ideally, we need some midfielders, CDMs, but striker is covered and some wingers as well. But Kadıoğlu, as I said, opens up the chance for us to go ahead and bring in a player from Fener. The next player I'm signing is Çağlar Söyüncü from Fener. He used to play for Freiburg in Germany, Leicester City after that. Then it was Atletico Madrid. So for me, it unlocks the ability to bring in players from Atletico Madrid, which is very important. He's not necessarily someone that's going to be important for the first team. He comes in as a backup for the defense, basically. So I'm pretty happy with him walking into the side. 32 years old, brings in a bit of experience. But most importantly, that link to Atletico Madrid is all I really wanted here. That will have to wait, though, because I only have 4 million left in the budget now. This season, Dortmund is back on top with Bayern Munich dropping into the 6th position and Leipzig winning the German Cup. It just doesn't happen often enough where we win this double, does it? In the Champions League, we came 13th in the regular league session and then stepped up into the playoffs, got past the likes of Club Brugge, round of 16, smashed Napoli, quarterfinals, got past Inter Milan in one game, but the other one we have lost 3-0. So, Inter went through, lost against Real Madrid, and again, we have the El Clasico in the finale. And it just showcases as good as our team is and as strong we are in the Bundesliga and in Germany overall, we're not good enough to compete with these guys right now. And that is annoying. And that is why next season is going to be very important with Atletico lined up for the next transfer. But hey, here's the team. Guirassy now down to an 89 rating. We need to replace him next season, and that is the clear spot where I'm thinking we need to make a change, but also the left centre-back position. Tomori is now 31. Yes, he has gone up to an 86, but we need to be aware of that spot as well. I love the fact that Dalot somehow has gone up to an 88. Carreras is on fire. Our midfield looks incredible. Let's see the stats of these players and find out how many goals Guirassy scored in potentially his last season for us. 44 and 10. Guirassy is honestly possibly the best striker I've ever had in just simulating career modes, because he always gets insane numbers no matter what happens. Xavi Simons, 49 goal contributions. Absolutely love it. Adeyemi has done well. Gittins has done all right. Neves has done okay. And Kadıoğlu has apparently played a bunch of games, which wasn't planned, but we'll take it. So now I'm bringing in Julian Alvarez, who used to play for River Plate and, of course, Manchester City. This is truly a signing that I can't wait to see in the starting 11. Guirassy plus 20 million because his contract was running out. He comes in at an 88 rating, and yes, he is also 29 years old now, so we can get at least 2 really good seasons out of him. And hopefully by then we can actually win this Champions League trophy. And also, when we look at Kobil, by the way, 31 years old, I'm going to keep my eye on him. He's 93 rated, so I'm not worried right now. But that centre-back position, I am somewhat worried about. So we need to find a solution for that spot. But Alvarez obviously comes in now with 88 pace, 89 shooting, 84 passing, 87 dribbling, 4-star, 4-star. He has the press proven plus, which I actually like, finesse shot and flair. In my opinion, one of the strikers that teams like Liverpool should look into. Now, my friends, I'm going in for Josko Gvardiol, who used to play for Dinamo Zagreb and Leipzig. And now we will welcome him at Dortmund with the number 13 on his back. Mad happy about this. He is such a good signing. 90 million I spent on this, basically my entire budget. And I will have to sell Tomori in order to bring some cash back into the team. But I'm putting him into that centre-back position next to Konate, who now is 30 years old. But that defense looks insane to me now. I mean, surely this team can just go ahead and win things. 83 pace, 74 shooting as a left back, 78 passing, 86 defending, 84 physicality. He has the block plus alongside some other play styles. With Gvardiol in the team, I feel very confident. If not, I can go into Leipzig and bring in someone else. They have plenty of talented players. Now I actually sold Tomori for 57.4 million to Inter. Things are looking good as Dortmund wins the league title ahead of Bayern Munich. We are completely dominating the Bundesliga. But the German Cup, once again, is not in our trophy cabinet. However, this is where things get interesting. Dortmund finished 7th in the league phase. Moved over to play against Brighton, beat them 3-2. Quarterfinals, it was a matchup against Villarreal, which we have won 6-0. Semi-finals. Right as we are about to get into the finale, Manchester City beats us 6-3. I mean, that is just pure disrespect. And the other team that goes through is the one that we have given Guirassy to. Guirassy has taken Atletico Madrid to the final whilst we're not there. So inside, I'm obviously fuming, but I'm very happy with the team that we have built, which should have won multiple Champions League trophies by now, in my opinion. Dalot is going to be 32 by the end of next season. Kobil is going to be 33, so these guys better do a better job, generally speaking. And I'm looking at the bench, and maybe I can bring in 1 or 2 players here onto the bench in the next season. But, man, how the hell are we not winning this freaking Champions League trophy? This is much harder than I thought it would be. But as we go into the stats, 36 and 7, not Guirassy numbers, but still very good. Adeyemi 23 and 17, Gittins 21 and 9. We have Simmons with 19 and 17, so pretty good stuff, but not good enough yet. Now I'm about to sign Arthur Vermeeren. This guy used to play for Mechelen, then it was Antwerpen, and then Atletico Madrid before he moved to Leipzig. For us, he comes into the position that is most needed. We needed a CDM to back up Neves and Caicedo, and he comes in with the rating of 86 at just the age of 25. Yes, some of the offensive options could be better, but generally speaking, this bench should be good enough. This team has to win it. All right, lads? You have to win everything now. Once again, Dortmund dominates the Bundesliga and wins it miles ahead of Bayern Munich. The Super Cup also belongs to us, whilst the German Cup, of course, goes to someone else. Of course, who cares? Just leave it. But this season, it might have finally been time. Borussia Dortmund coming in first in the league phase, Atletico Madrid in 7th. See, Guirassy? You shouldn't have done it. Anyways, playoffs, we're going across to see, no, not ourselves, because obviously we didn't play it, but Borussia Dortmund beat Sevilla 7-4 in the round of 16. Then we step up in the quarterfinals against Napoli to win it 3-2. Atletico Madrid makes it through against Inter, and then we face Atletico Madrid. We beat them 4-3. A close call, but Guirassy is out. Julian Alvarez is in the Champions League finale. Barca against Dortmund. That is the matchup that we have been given after all these years of chain reactions, transfers, left, right, and center. It's finally happening. And this is how the team is looking. Alvarez has gone up to a 92. Love that. Adeyemi 93. Bro, these wingers are going to be so insane. So hard to stop for my opponents. Simmons is on a 96. What a joke. Neves is on a 94. We have Caicedo on a 92. Carreras, who's below 90? Absolutely nobody. Wow, you guys have done an incredible job. Bench, yes, is not as good, but we do have some amazing players with Kaduolu, Vermeeren, and possibly Maximilian Bayer as well, who is quite useful as a substitute because he has a bunch of pace. But how many goals are we seeing? 51 goal contributions from Alvarez, 50 from Bino Gittins, and then we have Adeyemi coming in with 42. Exceptional numbers from them. I do wonder, if we do win the Champions League, who wins that Ballon d'Or? It might just be Alvarez, but it could be someone else if they outperform in the finale. Who knows? Talking about the finale, Barcelona coming in with Vidal, who might be 86 rated. We have Gavi behind him, Fuentes, Garcia, Pedri, Enzo Fernandez. That midfield is 87 rated. Okay. We have Gerard Martin in defense with Araujo still there, Koundé still there, Donnarumma has joined them, Bergwall is on the bench, and possibly some others as well. This Barca team is not going to be easy, but one thing I've noticed is Barcelona always seems to lose out on Lamine Yamal, while other teams like Real Madrid never lose out on Mbappe or Vini Jr. Don't know what's going on. It all started with a chain reaction kicked off by Iago Aspas, and now Dortmund is in the Champions League finale up against Barcelona. This is going to be special. Ooh, what a ball that is. Vidal. I can't let him shoot. Luckily, Guardiola is a great defender, and that block plus came in quite handy. Barca gets the first chance for themselves in the 16th. Dalot with the switch up. I love those passes. You got to hold L1 and R1 to play those passes, by the way. Those low but powerful driven crosses. If you guys want to do that, utilize it to your advantage. Now Bino Gittins into Xavi Simons. He's still keeping a hold of this somehow. And now plays a beautiful pass into Bino Gittins to win. Possibly win, but it's 0-0 still. Ooh, mistakes were made by Araujo. What? You blew for half-time as I'm in their box? Are you mental? Good steal, Caicedo. Keep fighting for it. Yes, Caicedo. Love that pass. Alvarez. Come on, Donnarumma. Let me finish that. Let me score, man. Xavi and Adeyemi. Adeyemi back into Xavi. Yes, there we go. Now, play it inside. Alvarez. Left foot. Come on. Yes. Oh, Bino Gittins is through. No, that's Adeyemi. Can he get to it? Donnarumma. Bro, why are you paying attention? I don't like that. And then cut across. Adeyemi, beautifully done. Sprints away. 85 minutes in. Can we do something with this? Yes, we possibly can. Alvarez, his shot is blocked. Araujo is too good. He gets too close. This might go into extra time. Yep, it does go to extra time. And you know what? Alvarez, you've done well until now, but in this game, sadly, you failed. It's time for Maximilian Bayer, who actually helped Dortmund beat Mainz today. As I'm recording this, actually, this is the day after. And they are now in the 10th position. So Dortmund, congratulations on that. Now, for the rest, I think I'm going to bring on Kaduolu for Dalot. And then Vermeeren, I don't need yet. Duranville, I'm not going to risk over Gittins yet. Actually, you know what? I'm going to freaking do it. Barca does well. Gavi does have a pass open. Vidal. Oh, thank you, Kobe. I needed that. Barca playing this really nicely. 117th. Come on, man. Can we do something with this finally? I'm going to look for Xavi Simons there. Beauty of a pass. Come on, Duranville. Sends through Bayer. He won't get it. And with that, we are actually going into penalty shootouts. Oh, man, I hate this. Vidal for them first. Kobe. Yes, Kobe. For us, it's going to be Adeyemi. Donnarumma, please. Just let it happen. Enzo Fernandez. He's going to go down the center. Oh, no. Guardiola has been my best defender today. Great pen. Cruz. I'm feeling bottom left. Bottom right. Maximilian Bayer subbed on to score in this game. And so he does. Kobel, let's go left a little bit. Go right and then go left. Oh, mate. You could have gone higher. Joao Neves. Blast it. Top right. Oh, I thought Donnarumma had that one. I thought he had it. Anyways, Kobel, one more, please. Just one more. Eric Garcia. Kobel. He scores again. Okay, one save so far. It's Moises Caicedo. Brighton to Chelsea to Dortmund to win the Champions League. And now, let's lift that trophy. And then after that, see who wins the Ballon d'Or. At the end, it is the original Kobel to lift the trophy. He did save us one penalty. And in the end, it was very impactful. Congratulations, Dortmund, for winning the Champions League trophy. And yes, one of our players will be winning the Ballon d'Or. And of course, it will be Alvarez, the Argentinian, who I think has a lot to offer to many teams out there. Not a lot of amazing strikers at the moment, and I would say Alvarez is definitely one of them. He's such a good player, and now he wins the Ballon d'Or for himself, for Dortmund. And so the chain reaction rebuild of Dortmund is done. Let me know if you guys want to see more of the chain reaction rebuild in the comments down below, and check out the Wrexham career mode right here that I'm doing on my second channel, which is a ton of fun. And if I don't put it right there, well, I'm looking dumb right now. Guys, take care and peace.